that we count with the best player in the world, and you can't ignore that. So when we have our moment that the team is lethal in getting to the goalpost or to getting to the goal for the rival, we've had a solid defense that we didn't find this time, but we have virtues. The rival team did very well. I think during an hour, they played a very good game. They have very fast and lethal forwards, and they're very fast at the associated games, at the associated plays. And in Inter, we've already been exhausted. That physical exhaustion has cost us for the last half hour of the game. After they did the fourth goal, we could have controlled it and being closer to what we thought we were going to do for the whole game. Alan did very, not just that he played well, that what he generally does when he has the ball, but he also stood near Sergio. He didn't play like a left interior. He came back toward Quignon. He was closer to the front. We couldn't find numerical superiority in the middle, and so in the center, it was very difficult. In the first half, we managed to cross the pressure line. We had a couple of situations for scoring, but the control of the game for the beginning, we improved a lot in the final 30 minutes. There's no doubt about. Lucy Hitter from Dallas Morning News. What would this team be without the presence of Messi? These questions always happen where he is. Somebody could uh, bet on what Barcelona or the national team of Argentina without Messi and whatever. Fortunately, we have him, and he was a very forceful player in the game. And the many times there is a free kick in that sector, and just with him, it happens that you have the sensation that he is going to score. A free kick is not something that is going to end up being goal. 90% of the options is not goal. But when he has it, is the half. 10% chance that it won't, and 90% chance that it is. So we have to take advantage of that, playing better and going better and doing better, and not giving as many concessions, not giving so much ground. We defended badly when we were going backwards and when we were attacking. General for the SPN, yes, FC. I wanted to ask you about the first not at home game. This is the second game for the personal. You mentioned that your team grew in the last portion of the game with the heat, with the fans. Are you surprised about, or does it tell you something about the team? Well, I think that when one tries to project or create a team, there are many faces that make you think that you are in a good path and that you can transform into a significant team. And obviously, any significant team You cannot discount character. And today we've had character. We had lots of mistakes. We didn't circulate very well, especially in that first hour or 1 hour of the game. But we also show our character, and that we showed, and it gave us the possibility of continuing. I am going to insist that I'm talking about a lot about the deficits from Inter and very little about the very good qualities that Dallas has, not only individually, but also in their work on the field. They have very good players, and the coaching staff is very good. Midfield is very difficult to contain them because they adapt to any kind of game. Yes. Well, in this kind of game, which is a final, because at the end of the game, if you lose, you're gone at the end of the day. I appreciate the beauty of any victory. I am capable of appreciating the beauty of a game like this one. What we can't stop seeing is the mistakes that we made, but we are not uh, sad about being able to advance at the end of things. We have to be very critical of the analysis of the game, and the fact that we have advanced cannot allow us to stop evolving. I feel that Inter Miami in 20 days has the obligation outside to transform into a great team. And we have the players that we have, and we have very good players, and they're very good, they're very well. But it is not just, you don't form a team with just 15 days of work. Michelle here in Miami, congratulations, Sata. I wanted to ask about the decision of Sandy Chico Benja to do the fifth penalty. Can you talk about he played and his goal, sending a person that is that young to do something that important? Thank you. First of all, because I asked him and he was convinced of taking the shot, and he wanted to do the fifth penalty. He didn't have any problems. Second, because he was one of the players who had the fewest minutes, and above that, that we saw in the 30 minutes that he played, he was very confident. Just getting close, playing to, talking to the player, his approval only to for him to define that he was going to uh, kick to do the last penalty. And Deportives, you have David Ruiz, a young man who was very talented, but he was mixed in, but he didn't have any minutes. I say that the young men like David and Benjamin, Noah and Frank, who is injured, they saw an accelerated their beginning in the first division based on the needs of the club. So that placed them, put them in a place where they had to show up being very young players. And what we're believing, what we want is that they want to participate without having the enormous responsibilities that they had 20 days ago. And for sure, they are going to be players that are going to be very good for the club because they showed character when they had the situation. And then perhaps a little bit hurried, not for decisions, but due to the moment, to the time, and they worked very well. And for sure, They will have minutes. David had some in the last game. Today he didn't have any, and we trust them very much. Thank you.